And then I just defaulted to. It's not even a default. I mean, we'll talk about it, but oh my lord, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show, EJ. Eric, good to see you, my friend, on this happy
Uh,
Monday.
Good to see you.
Happy Monday. Good to see
Happy
you.
Monday.
Happy
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah.
Although my happiness is short-lived after you sent the scores from this past week, which
Oh my
again, I
God.
totally crushed it. Totally crushed it.
You've just dropped
Oh,
like a lead balloon.
you know what an anchor does when they sort of like let the chain go and it just sort of goes.
You
That's
deserve it. You deserve for all the smack that you talked the one good week you had.
Yeah, but I made it last for like 3, though. Hey, wasn't that
Uh,
impressive? I think that was impressive.
all right. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, and seriously, do we know who? Do we know who NJ is yet?
Yeah, we do.
We do.
Hmm.
Okay.
I do. I know who NJ is.
I mean,
Consistency. Never.
correct.
I mean, like 35, 40 points a week, every week. When we're
That
getting
is, yeah,
when we're getting tens and 15s,
yeah,
NJ's pulling in 35.
bastard.
I
You
know.
know what? I think we should review um the permissions to for him to participate. I think there's
Okay.
cheating going on.
There's
Clearly,
cheating going on.
clearly going on amongst the 25 people who are ahead of me. I'm like
It's
that
funny.
line of non-cheating, like non-cheating, everybody else cheating, everyone below not cheating.
So it was funny. The first game of the weekend was the Friday night game, Chicago Emory,
Hmm.
right? And the hive was we were all in on where was it? Chicago 16% chance, Emory 57,
Yeah,
draw 27. So we were
yeah,
all in, for the most part, over 50% on Emory. So I get the score of that game. I look, and it's a draw 1-1. And I look at who's got draw 1-1. I'm like, oh, look at that. NJ, draw 1-1. I'm like, okay, great. Then the second game that I get the score of is Bates Middlebury. And for the Bates Middlebury game, most of us picked Middlebury, 65%. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
but who's got 2-0? Everybody's like 1-0, 2-1,
yeah, yeah.
right? Who gets 2-0? I'm like, oh, NJ, 2-0. Damn it, man. Every time. So you had the first two games right, first two scores right. So there's 30 points right there.
I think you should. I'm serious. You should check your security. Is there a special login that he has? Does
Uh,
he work for Google?
well,
Does
he
he
only got
work
he only
for?
got five more points the rest of the way, so I
Yeah.
felt better. So he ended up at
Wow.
35. But 35 points is
Is
again Mr.
enough. When he does
Consistency.
35, 40, 45 points, never blows it out of the water. But
Yeah,
man,
yeah. So he is 10 points ahead of FC Grizzlies grad.
we have to fix that. We have to.
We're at 325. Who is a former champion, I might add.
Yes. Oh, he is. Oh, I did
Yeah,
not know that.
yeah,
I did not know that.
yep. Yeah, when it's not you, you just don't care. Is that what you're saying?
No. Yeah. When it's not me, I like. Who cares who past
Right.
winners were, unless
Yeah,
it's me.
right, exactly.
I'm like enshrined as the most consistent losing person over the last.
I'm like,
like,
you're still ahead of me.
I am, but I'm like Bob Dylan, sink like a stone. So
Yeah. Well, you got 25. That's an improvement from 15.
it's correct.
I had
It's because
30.
I signed my name this time, and you gave me the extra
Five extra
points for
points.
putting my
Five
name.
extra points. Yeah.
It's
You put your email in. Yeah.
you know what? Like, are like the
Go ahead.
Wash U game? Are you kidding me? Are you? I don't know. We can go down that road. I just won't. I just get. I got angry. I got angry all week of what. I was angry. I was angry at Emory. I'm angry at Emory. They're dead to me.
Emery, the great poser, is that what we were
Yeah,
calling him
yeah,
now? The
yeah,
great
yeah,
pretender?
yeah,
Talk about sinking like a rock.
yeah. So
As a Hive, we were 4-6.
which is
We
sort
picked
of our
we
number,
we
right?
picked
Isn't
yeah, it is 4-6 is our number. We picked Emory in both games, and they tied and lost.
yeah. I It's a really eye-opening weekend for me for them. Like
Yeah,
here was the moment, right? Like the pressure moment.
yeah,
And then what?
yeah.
Chicago tied one? Tied.
Tied. Did they tie first game Friday? I mean, second game. 1-1. I don't remember.
I don't know. No, where are
They must have won because they're 1 point behind Wash.
you? Yeah. I thought they won. Anyhow. All
Anyhow,
right, I can't find them.
anyhow.
Damn them. Damn them.
Yeah. So I mean, quickly going through it, we got we just talked about Emory. We got Middlebury right. There was a Wheaton Coast Guard 92% Wheaton. What happens? Draw.
Draw.
So
And
I
Coast Guard was winning up until like the 85th minute or
what
86th minute.
didn't we call this a trap game? Didn't
I
we say isn't
totally,
this
totally.
a trap game, right? Sure
Yeah.
enough. Buffalo Plattsburgh draw.
Draw. That's
Catholic
another one.
Scranton
Like,
draw.
draw. That I expected. That one.
Lebanon Valley Stevens. Lebanon squeaked out the win there. Messiah squeaked out the win. Lynchburg pounded Washington and Lee. We got that right. And then Olaf Augsburg, which we got wrong. But Olaf, what they had 2 goals in the final like 8 minutes to tie.
They were
Like
losing 1-0
I
for
looked,
most of the game, and then they
and then it was
scored
two
these two
nothing.
goals. Yeah. It's like,
And then
wait,
and
what
I
the?
said, "Oh, geez, game's over at this point." There was
Yeah,
like 10, 15 minutes left, 2
yeah,
nothing Augsburg. I'm like, "Oh, big win for Augsburg," and
yeah,
then
yeah,
Olaf tied it.
yep.
So
And then,
big. That's a big result for Olaf. I think that says a lot about them.
yeah.
If
Well, they're
ever if
resilient,
ever a
right?
tie could say something about a
Yeah,
team,
yeah,
that's
that's
it.
very positive. I would take that. They were probably singing on the bus. They were so happy at that point. You know what I mean? Like it was like,
Right? Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And if you're Augsburg, you're like, I can't believe we lost this game.
I can't believe we gave that one away. Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
all right, let's go to the games for this week because there's so many easy ones that I am going to not get right.
So, I really struggled with the games because I'm like, okay, there's first of all, not everybody's playing. Some people end midweek and then they start their
Yeah,
conference tournament on the weekend, and
yeah,
we don't know who that's going to be, so I can't do that. So there's fewer games to look at for who's playing this weekend, and then a lot of the games I don't want to say they're meaningless, but they don't have a lot of importance,
hmm
as much importance as you would think.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and then there's the Centennial.
Which is what? Yeah.
So the Centennial has the most crazy table that you could possibly imagine. I don't think it could get any crazier. Every game this weekend matters. And currently, it's a 16 playoff, right? That's how many teams
hmm
make the playoff. And currently, you've got um, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. You got 7 teams that can make the playoff. So we know who they are. I mean, it's seven teams are vying for 6 spots, and not
Yep.
even because Dickinson is guaranteed. I think Muhlenberg is guaranteed, but I'm not positive. I'm
hmm
almost entirely sure. Everybody else: Washington, Gettysburg, Hopkins, Haverford, McDaniel, all those teams can or cannot make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And it's not like something outrageous has to
No.
happen.
Yeah.
Like McDaniel's got to win like 15 to nothing.
Yeah.
No,
No.
no. I mean,
They win.
easy.
They get 3 points.
There's
And
actually a very good chance they make the playoffs.
yes.
Hopkins, believe it or not, can finish in second.
Yeah. It's like
Haverford's what is Haverford? 8-0-9?
yeah. Nine. No. 9-0-9 now. Yeah.
9-0-9. If Haverford ties Swarthmore, there's a chance that they're 9-0-10 and don't make the Centennial Conference playoffs.
It's just
Can you imagine 9-0-10?
yeah.
You don't make your conference playoffs.
Have not lost a game.
Not lost
And
the game.
it's not good enough. Yeah.
And you're not in the conference tournament, and you're not going to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, it is unbelievable what's going on in the Centennial.
Yeah, because I don't even think Haverford is the MPI wise. I don't think they're anywhere remotely close to the top 60, whatever it is.
I doubt it.
I gotta take a look.
I doubt it. But yeah, that's I mean, what do you as a coach, what do you tell your players if you tie this game against Swarthmore and don't make the conference tournament? Your season's over. Guys, good season. 9-0-10. Nobody could beat you. Have fun skiing. What?
You know, I'm not sure what I would say. Like honestly, I don't know. I don't know what I would say. What I would be thinking is like, holy smokes, somebody get on the road. I would send my assistant coach on the road and be like, I don't care what you have to promise. I want 3 very good strikers.
I know, right? Yeah.
Like that's it. Like
Yeah.
we next year, like it would be my head. I'd be like, next year we are going to either win by 7 goals or we will lose by 1.
Go find a Division I striker that wants a better education.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't care where you find these guys.
Right.
Like yeah.
Haverford's a great school. Go find. Is there a striker at Drexel that you right around the corner? Is there a striker at Drexel who can put 15 in the basket for us next year? Go get him to transfer.
Yep. You could easily. Hey, let's. Is there a kid at Rutgers who is number 30 on the depth chart or on the bench? Like, and he's a forward. Does that kid play? Can we take him? Like, there's so many places. Penn State. I could totally see that happening. Totally see that happening. That's the way I would be thinking about it because again.
Is there somebody that wants to come play on our shitty
games
field?
You tied again, and this elevates my blood pressure because Williams did the same thing 3 years ago when they ended up tying 11 of their games.
Yeah, right. And they went to the final, though.
And they went to the final that year. And you're just
because
because
they play in a better conference.
Right.
They still couldn't win, but yeah. It's crazy.
Okay. All right,
so,
now that we rambled.
Now that I rambled, and I guess I rambled because I have in our 10 games, I have all of them from the Centennial because they all have to win. There must win games. If you don't win, you could potentially you're out. They're all you. And to make it even better, it's not like number 2 is playing number 10. No. 1 is playing 2, 3 is playing 4. 5 is playing 6. I mean, it's unbelievable how it's set up. So Washington, Gettysburg, F&M, who's not good, McDaniel. But McDaniel's going to beat F&M, and suddenly they're going to make the playoffs potentially. Yeah, so you're running these up. Okay, what else I got here? Dickinson at Muhlenberg. This could potentially. They're both in, but okay, who's going to win the conference?
Who's top seed? I think they're still within striking distance, right? Muhlenberg, if they win this game, they could go on top, and they're head to head.
Right. Hopkins or Sinus. I mean, your Sinus is at the bottom. Hopkins win this. Hopkins goes to two.
Yeah.
Hopkins
Which
lose.
no,
Hopkins
everyone's chalked
loses.
up. Everyone's been like, Johns Hopkins, you're done. Like we're done with you for the year. You
Yeah. Oh
can't.
yeah. Yeah. No
Like,
good. Yeah.
you're totally
Yeah.
done.
Hopkins wins this game, and Muhlenberg loses. Hopkins goes to two.
Yeah.
Hopkins loses this game, and depending on what happens,
Yeah.
Hopkins doesn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah.
They go from
Yeah.
potentially being two to
To
being seven
nothing.
and
You
out.
might as well, yeah. You might as well be like nothing at that point. Yeah,
It's
you're not even ranked. You just
it's
lost out.
out. You either go to two in the conference or
Yeah.
you go out. I mean, or
I
you could finish somewhere in the middle. But I mean, it's unbelievable. All these, like, I am nerding out over this. I can't believe it. Every game matters. Every game. They
I
they all better be playing at like 10 o'clock and on CBS
yeah.
and TNT and TBS. It's like the last day of the Premier League, right? All the games start at the same time.
when I was when I was typing this stuff in so it could pop up, I
Yeah,
was like, "Oh, Hopkins has the easiest of the games," and I'm like, Ursinus has been a pain in everybody's ass. Like, like
I
they're
know.
just like,
I know.
and that no, they don't have this game, and they're going to into PA to play them. It's not like they're at home.
Right. And if you're Haverford, right, who's the last team in that conference you want to play?
Yeah,
Swarthmore,
Swarthmore. Yeah,
because of the rivalry, right?
yeah,
Like, I'm sure they'd rather play Washington or
yeah,
Gettysburg.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
you got to go play. You got to play Swarthmore.
Almost prefer Dickinson at that point. Like that would
Right.
just be such a more mild mannered game than anything.
Right.
This is
So I mean, this is unbelievable. So I mean, five of those. I got all five of those games. Washington, Gettysburg,
yeah.
F&M, McDaniel, Swarthmore, Haverford, Dickinson, Muhlenberg, Hopkins, or Sinus.
I mean, yeah. All right. So Washington, Gettysburg, F&M McDaniel, Swarthmore, Haverford, Dickinson, Muhlenberg.
Yeah.
I did think when I'm typing, I was like, I think he may have made a mistake. What is going on?
I had
You know
like I
what
said
though?
I
This
had
is the year again. We go back. This is the friggin' year that something like this scenario happens because no, aside from Dickinson, right? Like I I don't want to say exclude them because they're still right. If they lose to Muhlenberg, Muhlenberger jumps top, right?
right.
But everybody else has been a jumble, right? Like and so it's no surprise that here we are, effectively the last game of the season for these guys, and it's come down to the wire to determine where you're
Well,
at, and it's still dependent on the performance of other teams, depending on where you're going to land, right? Like
right. You can land anywhere from two to
two,
seven.
2 to 7, yeah,
All these teams can finish at, well, Muhlenberg can finish one, but everybody else, it can finish 2 to 7,
correct, yeah,
depending on what happens here.
yeah.
And this is where, like, I struggled, and I really wasn't sure if I wanted to put the entire Centennial in here because I had, like I said, 15, 20 games that I was looking at. But like all the other games that matter, it's like the
I think
team
it's
on the bubble.
positional, yeah,
Yeah, like the team on
it's
the bubble is
positional,
playing like a team that has 2 wins, and
yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
okay, they're gonna win. It's not gonna make a difference. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, these games, because they keep tying each other,
yeah.
it's I have no idea what's going on. That's the tiebreaker, by the way. They're the Centennial tiebreaker, because I was reading up on this trying to figure out what's going to happen.
You're
Centennial
such a
tiebreakers,
nerd.
absolutely. I told you I was totally nerding out over this. So the Centennial tiebreakers is head to head, and then after head to head, it goes to common opponent starting from the top of the table.
So they would look at
How did you do against
uh,
Dickinson?
the best in the
Right,
table, whoever's
right,
ranked the highest.
right. How did each team do against Dickinson? And okay, they both lost. Okay, next, how did each team do against whoever finishes in second place?
They both tied.
Well, it well, that's the thing.
Like,
It like depends on who finishes
yeah,
second. Like, if Hopkins finishes
yeah,
second, well,
yeah.
then that favors,
Oh my god,
Haverford or whatever. But if Gettysburg finishes second, well, then that favors the so that even the tiebreakers are depending upon who finishes
this
where in the
is
table. Oh, it's crazy.
and let me right. I mean, F&M, who's had a dismal. Do they
Yeah,
still
three,
have a
three.
shot?
No,
No, they do not have a
no,
shot. So
no.
they're just would
Even
spoil
right, and
the
even
gander.
Swarthmore's at
They're
7 points.
done,
Even if
and
they
they're done.
win,
They're done.
even if they beat Haverford, they get to 10. There, that's not good enough
That's
because
not good enough.
you need 13 points to get in.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
So like I
mackerel.
say, it's 7 teams for 6 spots, 5 spots,
Yeah.
6 teams, 6 teams for 5 spots.
What a mess.
It's crazy.
And I'm going to have to watch all these games all
I
simultaneously, figure
That's what
out
I'm
how to
saying. They've all
arrange
got to
my
be on.
desktop.
Right. Exactly.
Just because it's going to be. And don't think that somebody's going to be on their phone having these scores pop up.
Oh,
Like,
oh,
you know, like, hey, you're a second assistant. Your job is not to watch our game. Your job is to keep me tuned to what's going on
and
elsewhere.
like these like the college announcers will be like announcing
Oh,
it
totally.
on the
Yep. Yeah,
feed,
yeah.
like, oh,
And the
Haverford just
goal,
scored.
so
Right.
just
Yeah.
scored
Right. Yeah. Oh, Gettysburg's up two on Washington.
yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Oh, it'll be brilliant. It'll
Oh
be
yeah.
brilliant.
So
All right, we've spoken at length about the
I
centennial,
know. I
which is
know.
fine.
Sorry.
You know what? Like I said, like this is what it comes down to. So
Right.
let's go through the rest of them, the other five, like whatever's left.
All right.
Yeah,
Let's do the MAC Commonwealth. So I've got Messiah and Hood. So this is another interesting scenario. You've got Messiah on 13, Stevenson on 10, Hood on 10, York on 8. They have games midweek and then on Saturday.
yeah.
Guess who they all play midweek? Each other. Guess who they play on Saturday? Each other.
Each other.
Those four
yeah,
teams play each other. This is a mini playoff to get. This is a mini
this is
playoff to
it.
decide the
This
playoff
is it.
seedings because you
Yeah,
only get 4 teams in the MAC.
yeah.
This is a mini playoff to decide who goes to what
They're
position in the
all. Let's
table.
be clear: Messiah, Stevenson, Hood, and York are all in
They're
because I
all in.
don't. They're all in. You
They're all
can't.
in. Who's 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah. Who? That's what we're picking, right? Like
Yeah,
who's
we're
going to
picking
have the
one, two,
better
three,
of the
four.
draw?
Right,
Who's going to be home the whole time, and who's going to have the first home game,
right.
and
Yeah,
then, you know, whatever.
and is Messiah? I mean, we don't have to spend a whole lot of time talking about
Yeah, yeah.
Messiah, but I mean, Messiah did not have a very convincing win against Stevenson. I mean,
Mm-mm.
they're ripe for the taking, right?
Yeah,
They've got York and Hood. Stevenson's got Hood and York.
yeah.
I mean, this is another crazy one. It's just I didn't geek out over this one as much as the Centennial, but I'm
Did
still like, this
did
is
Hood
interesting.
lose just this past weekend? Did they lose or this week? Past week?
Did
Yeah, they lost to
Hood?
York on
They
Wednesday,
lost. That's it. They lost it
and so
to York.
they're top. They got because they were sitting atop the whole thing
They were top, right?
until they lost.
Right.
Then they beat Albright. So that's going to be interesting. Again, I don't. I'm looking at this and I'm like, wow, like just bizarre. Just looking at the records of all these teams, even Widener. I'm like, Widener, what happened to you? You know, like
Oh, Mr. Widener's all the way at the bottom. Yeah.
yeah,
So,
like,
um,
even
so
Eastern had a couple of good years and
yeah.
were doing okay, and they were competing, and now they're just not.
So Messiah gets Hood at home on Saturday, which I think is going to be a very ruckus game.
Raucous. I would love to be in Grambling.
Messiah,
That
I
would
don't
be
know if
so
people
much fun.
know, Messiah on weekend games, Messiah draws about 15, 1,800
100
people.
people. It's real deal there. Like I
It
don't.
is. Like their midweek games are two, three
Student
hundred.
body.
But
Yeah.
right, their weekend
Weekend
games,
games are
they
real.
average about 1,500
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
They played Widener their last Saturday game was against Widener. They had
Yeah.
1,200 people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's real. It's a real
So
deal.
so a final home game to determine
As
whether or not they wrap up the Commonwealth regular season championship again.
As
That place is going to
meaningful,
be, yeah,
it's gonna be raucous.
especially after losing 7 games
Yeah,
this year.
yeah, yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, with a lot on the line. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They can win the conference. They win the conference. They're number one seed. They sort of have a little bit of a paved road ahead of them. Okay. That works.
Yeah.
I don't know generally because you can't find those except unless you go to the box score of all the games, but average attendance, I got to believe Messiah's probably has one, if not the highest attendance in Division
They
Three soccer.
they did. Yeah, I remember looking at it not too long ago. I want to say like 2 or 3 years ago, and it's in the NCAA record book.
Yeah,
They're in the top 2 or 3 every
yeah,
year for total attendance and average attendance.
yeah. I mean, it's
I, yeah,
again, part of it is where it's located, right? I don't think there's much else going on. Part of it
right.
is just that the university does just bring on the weekends just brings in a lot of people. It's just again, and soccer is the unifying thing in the fall, right? So,
Yeah, I
but
mean, no football team.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and like you say, the town shows up. It's filled with local kids. Like the
yep,
little kids are there.
yeah, like all
I
the
mean,
local clubs and stuff.
yeah,
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 yeah.
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 And
It's
speaking of,
like
I hate to be the one who rips this band-aid off and I'll get hate mail, but did you read the news about the lacrosse team at
no,
Messiah? Yeah, they
no.
got I don't know if their season's been canceled because of hazing
In
off
the spring,
campus.
for the
And it's,
spring.
yeah,
Wow.
or something to that
Self-imposed
effect.
death penalty.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So, anyhow,
All right.
but that's
All
not
right. So
soccer. Not we're not
no,
talking soccer about that. Okay.
that's a big game there. Let's talk about the UAA. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about these guys again.
Dead to me. Actually,
So
not Chicago. Not Chicago. Emory, dead to me.
Emory. So Chicago's on 12 points. I'm sorry. Washington's on 12 points. Chicago's on 11. Rochester's on 7. Emory's on 6. Brandeis, CMU, and Case are on 5.
Yeah,
They all have 2 games left. So Rochester, in theory, could still win.
could still win.
Um,
No,
they
but
have
it's gonna.
games against CMU and Emory,
Yeah,
but it really that's like asking for miracles to happen. So
and there is
um,
no tournament. This is for the winner. This is Chicago. This is an important game for Chicago because they have to win, and then right, like, and then Wash U. I'm sorry, I'm getting all confused. And then Wash U plays Chicago the last week
the
of
following
the
weekend,
following
right?
week. Yeah.
The
I got all
following
confused.
weekend. That's where it gets a little confusing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because they don't have a conference tournament, so they
No,
extend their
they
regular
extend their
season.
regular season,
Right.
and yeah.
Right. So the reason why this game becomes important is yes, Chicago plays Brandeis, assuming they win, because Washington plays NYU, so we're going to assume they win.
There
So
we go.
they're going to have 15 points,
Yeah.
right? So Chicago has to beat Brandeis to set up the final game of the
Final game,
season
which is
versus Washington, which
Yeah.
is all the marbles,
Yeah.
right? It's all the marbles.
What?
So
What?
if they tie, I mean they
They
potentially have an opportunity still if
opportunity.
Washington
They can't
doesn't.
lose,
Right.
but right.
Yeah.
They have to win that Wash U game, and I gotta
And
believe Wash U will be particularly emphasizing defense that week.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because
So
then
yeah.
they're like tie or win is good enough for us.
Right.
So
And like I could have put Wash U
yeah,
NYU
NYU.
on here, but again, this is one of those things where I didn't think that this was as competitive a game
I
as
don't.
all these others that
Yeah,
I picked.
yeah,
I think Washington's going to beat NYU.
yeah. I'm surprised at how uncompetitive NYU
That's my point.
looks to
Right.
me. Like not
If it
even
were
just like, hey, we're close. We're
right,
it's bad
they're off.
bounces.
No.
They're just not good. Like,
Right.
I'm
They're off.
sorry.
If they were a better team,
Yes.
then I would have said, okay, I'm going to add that game in the mix
Yeah.
too because NYU is going to,
Yep.
give them a game, and their Wash has to win because they're going to want to stay on top and blah blah blah. But they're just not good enough this year in my mind, which means that NYU is going to beat Washington,
Yeah.
and we're going to
Yeah.
say, oh, we should have put that game in
We,
the pool.
yeah. Yeah. I'm fine with that. It just,
Right.
like I said, they're just not good. They're just
Yeah.
not. And I'm surprised because last year I thought they were pretty good. Like it just,
Right.
again, what happened, never find out. But it would be interesting to know what happened at NYU and why it is so. Maybe
Right.
because they play in Newark. I don't know. But like maybe
That
that's the problem.
and that is terrible. I feel bad. Like, kids go to NYU. They're not going there for the soccer. They're going there because they want to
Yeah.
go to
Yeah.
NYU.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's like how difficult does it become to play a sport at NYU? And
Right.
I mean that not just soccer. Soccer, it's hard because both your training and your game. So for 3 months, you're schlepping somewhere. You're schlepping to some field somewhere that is
Right.
not right, even remotely easy to get to
Right.
at NYU. And then your games, obviously, you're in Newark and you get bussed around and all that kind of stuff. And in the city, that is like soul sucking after a while. Right? Like,
Right.
it really is. Like if you have to
Yeah.
get in a car or whatever and drive through the streets of New York, you're like you lose years on your life. And
Yeah.
it's just hard. But having said that, they look particularly bad this year. Like I said, over the last few years, they've looked competitive. They had, I think it was 2 years ago, like they were top of the UAA. They were the ones to beat, and just not the case this year. Just crazy. So
Yep.
anyhow, yeah.
But
So this one's a
we're not
much
talking
better
about
game.
NYU. We're talking about Brandeis, Chicago,
Brandeis,
right?
Chicago. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which
This is going to be. This will actually be a good game because I think Brandeis still has things to prove, right? Like I think
yeah.
they still want a degree of respect. I don't know if that's the right word, but like this was
Sure.
their year that they did well. They're competitive. They had some pretty good record, and then they just managed to go up against 4 teams in the UAA that just happened to be really good this year, right?
Right.
Like
I mean, well, Brandeis have only lost 2 games.
2 games. Yeah.
I mean, you know they're still a good team.
Good
I mean, they
team.
may be
Yeah.
not getting a lot of attention, but I mean, they lost
Yeah.
to Washington 4-0. Which was okay. They got hammered there, and then they just lost to CMU 1-0. But I mean, they're still a good team. They tied Wheaton and Mass 3-3.
And they still qualify. I mean, as of right now, you buy the MPI, right? Like
Yeah.
they're still in the hunt. There's seasons that, regardless of what happens in this game, I think they're still in the hunt to be in the postseason.
Yeah.
I think that's a reality for them.
Well, they're gonna get another win at NYU.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, it's
But going to Chicago, I will say,
because that'll
is
be their
hard,
10 wins.
especially right now.
Right. It's a big
Chicago's-
opportunity for Chicago to stay home. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyhow, all right.
All right. What's another one we got here? Southwestern Texas at Trinity. Why is this game of interest? Well, because they're tied for the lead in the conference. They're both 15 points, and this is their last game against the conference game. So the winner wins the conference regular season, gets the 1 seed. Now, the SAA does a neutral site tournament, so it doesn't matter. Like, you're not going to get home field.
Oh, they do.
But
I didn't know that.
yeah, but still, you're the regular season champion.
Where'd this go? Hang on. Texas to me is an enigma.
Trinity or Southwestern?
Texas soccer, I just say in general.
Oh, okay.
Trinity has. I mean, obviously they lost. What, they lost one game. They lost one this year.
Well, yeah, they're 13-1, but Southwestern hasn't lost any games.
Any games, and
Southwestern's 14-0-3.
I have a hard time judging relative teams against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because they just seem to play very different teams. But yeah. Scoring offense tied for 32nd. They scored 2.5 goals a game. This is Southwestern. 2.5 goals a game. Team goals against average, less than half a goal per game is what they allow, that's really good. Wow, so, and now Trinity. Goals against teams. If you believe the metrics, Southwestern is the better defensive team. Trinity is the better offensive team. Not by much, but by like statistical numbers, right?
So let's see. Where does Massey have this? Massey
Tie
gives
1-1.
no, yeah.
2-2.
Massey gives them Trinity 58%. No, yeah, 58%.
They're saying it'll be 2-1 for Trinity, which I find interesting. You know what's really interesting? And again, I don't know. I interested. Maybe I should have him on. I'm sure. I don't know if he'd be willing to talk, but about Massey and sort of how he comes up with his methodology. But it's remarkable to me that how different Massey is in comparison to the NPI.
Yeah.
Like just very, very. The rankings are very, very different. I mean, both in agreement on Tufts, but then like Massey has Trinity at second, and then Chicago, St. Olaf, Augsburg, which is currently second, and it's just very different. Anyhow,
Trinity, Massey's got Trinity at 50% win probability, and Southwestern at 33% win probability.
Well, this is clearly supremacy for Tejas and the SAA. I'm still trying to figure out who's going to come out of who's going to be the strongest in the tournament. Comes from either from Texas or from California.
Right.
And I can't say if I look at this game. I mean, I would be the coward on this one. I'd just be like, they're going to tie 2-2, and just be like, yep, right. I'm just, it's like, I'm like, I don't know. Like you could easily, again, for some reason, I have a really hard time comparing two teams that haven't faced each other. And then when do they play? Like, what does that look like? And these guys are the epitome of that. So 2-2 it is. It's all in here.
There you go.
I don't even say that convincingly anymore.
So Southwestern is going to go through the season undefeated.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
And then, wait, let me just look. Southwestern. Trinity is 14th. Southwestern is ranked 21st. Okay. What does that tell us? Nothing. It just... All right. Next up.
Oh, next one.
Did we talk about the Centennial yet?
Yeah, right. Don't get me going again.
Yeah. I love it when you nerd out. You don't nerd out often, but when you do...
No.
you go
No, but it
big,
was,
man. You go
you
big.
know, I tried to figure. I started to try and figure out all the possible scenarios for that.
Yeah.
Like, what could happen? Like, there's 254 scenarios. Like, what are all those scenarios? So I asked Chat. I'm like, oh, Chat will figure it out for me.
Yeah.
Chat sucks, by the way. It's like it didn't even have things right. It's like uh, Gettysburg has 6 points. But no, they don't. Gettysburg
No,
already
they
has
don't.
13 points. Like, what are you talking about?
I've done that. I actually, believe it or not, I use Grok. Like
Okay.
it's the learning the LLM is so much deeper and broader than ChatGPT. But that being said, I always hate like, hey, give me a what happens when
Right.
Dennison plays John Carroll? Tell me what like they defeated them in 2018 when they
Yeah.
played. I'm like,
Right.
wait, what?
Right.
Like,
Right.
all right, later.
Right. Well, let's talk about John Carroll. That's a
Yeah,
good
let's do
segue.
that. That's a good one.
Dennison at John Carroll. So this game becomes important because Dennison is currently in second behind DePaul,
DePaul, like what? What? It's the full moon all year.
right? So they have to win if they want to win the. I mean that Dennison is a team that probably feels like they should be
Yes.
at this point, right?
Yes.
And we're not talking about them all that much.
No.
Not that what we talk about is the be all end all, but the boards aren't lit up about Dennison talk. We haven't really been
Mm-mm.
talking about them.
Mm-mm. No. And they're
Um,
12-1-2.
right, right,
Right? And they were ranked number one for 3, 4, 5 weeks. I can't
yeah,
remember.
right,
And real, they are very, very good. And I've heard from a number of people saying that they're different level good, and I trust those opinions. Um, but no, you're right. No one has them on their bingo card. I
no.
don't think, for some reason.
So so they're in second behind DePaul. They're 2 points behind DePaul. DePaul has one game left, and that's against Oberlin, who's not that strong. So DePaul's going to have 18 points. Denison has 2 games left. They play Wabash, who is not that strong. So they should
Middling.
pick up that win. Right. They
Yeah.
should pick up that win. And then that leaves John Carroll. And if
Yeah.
they beat John Carroll, they go top of the table. And they're back, if
Yeah.
you will, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Suddenly they're back now they win the regular season NCAC.
Yep.
They've only got one loss
They're
and
hosting.
and now you are back in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Whereas now you're kind of out of the spotlight.
Yeah.
You win the conference, you're back, regular season conference, you're back in the spotlight as the team to beat.
Yep.
So this is a big game. John Carroll still needs this game, kind of.
What is it? Top 4 or 6? 6?
Six.
6.
Six. So they're on 10 points. I think they're safely in,
Yeah.
but it's a question of where you end up and
Yeah.
who you have to play.
Well,
So
they can be leapfrogged, right? Ohio Wesleyan could
yeah,
leapfrog
so
them.
so one of the games I didn't put in here was Ohio Wesleyan Kenyon,
Yeah, that's a big
which is
time game.
it is, but it
Big time.
wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be because I
No,
thought
no,
maybe
no.
Kenyon doesn't make the playoffs,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah,
I thought there's a chance Kenyon's going to have to win to make the playoffs.
yeah.
No, because I think they're
Oberlin's
going to be
not
safe
winning.
because Oberlin is not going to jump them, and they have the
Witten.
tiebreaker over Wabash,
Yeah,
and Wabash isn't going to beat Denison,
yeah,
right? So I think Kenyon is safely in as the 6,
yeah,
potentially the 5, or
yeah,
that's it, potentially the 5. So I think they're either 5 or 6. So it wasn't as exciting as it could have been.
yeah.
But originally, when I looked at the table and I saw Owu and Kenyon like on the bubble, I was like, "Oh my God, this is." But they're both fine. So that's why the
But
story becomes Denison.
Kenyon can leapfrog that game. Can
Yeah,
leapfrog Ohio
yeah. So
Wesleyan
they right.
if
So they
they
finished
win.
fifth.
Yeah,
So they finished fifth.
which at that point it doesn't really matter because you're all roads are
Still an
gonna
away
go
game, right? Right.
through
So
Denison.
it right. So again, it's still a big game, not as season defining
Yeah,
as some of the games that I picked, as far as the NCAC is concerned, certainly not as important a game as Denison is having to get the win over
yeah,
John Carroll to potentially go back in the first place.
yeah. And let's just give a shout out to Coach Dayon at John Carroll because this has been a tough year for
Yeah,
John Carroll, right? First year in the NCAC, lot of newness, and here they are about going through a gauntlet of a schedule. Here they are going to make the conference
right. Yeah,
tournament, which is again you start from zero at the conference tournament, right? Like that's the beauty of it, and
yeah,
I don't think it's been talked about enough about how hey, they're still competing. They've won the games they should have won, and you know they're being competitive for as difficult, I'm sure, as the transition has been.
yeah. I mean, they're. I think as they play more, in conference games over the next
Yeah,
couple of years, they'll be. But they're right now they're 500. They're seven,
yeah,
7-3,
yeah,
which
yeah,
is down for John Carroll.
yeah, yeah.
But get
But I
get them
think
used
part of
to it,
that
and
is because look at again,
right,
two of those, I think, two of those are losses in conference,
yeah,
right? And look who they're playing.
right.
This some of the again, and not maybe not necessarily the greatest of years, but
But yeah, I
um,
mean, you got a very strong DePaul team. You got
yeah,
Kenyon. You got
yeah,
Ohio Wesleyan. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, these are traditionally strong
yeah.
schools.
And then I'll just give a shout out to the Blue Streaks football program that is going to probably win their first conference title in ages since they couldn't do it at the OAC and defeat the Mount Union Purple Raiders. So hence them running away.
That makes sense.
Hate mail cometh.
That makes sense.
My name
You
is
can
EJ. His name is Paul. Send him all the emails.
you can talk about your throw ball champions.
Did I
There,
tell you
it's
this? Did I tell you on Saturday I will be?
you're going to be there, right?
I'm going to be
Go back
there
to the
for the Hall of Fame
what's
and
the nickname? Going back to where? What is it called? Like
to Alliance.
the hood? No, like you go back to the Union. You go back to the Mount. Where are you going?
All right. Well, I say you just go back to Alliance. I never
Is
thought
that it?
there was a term. The hood. When you say, "Hey, going back to the hood
Well,
is the is a bar called the Neighborhood, which
okay,
has been there for since I was there
right,
and was
right,
the place to go. Was the
okay.
hood. Things have changed quite a bit since then, but
But so you're going to Alliance, going back to Alliance, huh?
going back to Alliance, gonna go
Okay,
check out the Raiders take on, I think it's Marietta. I'm not sure.
okay,
Watch a little bit of football, then do the Hall of Fame. Bring in my son along because he wants to go visit Pitt on Sunday.
okay.
Although I am convinced he will become another Raider once he sees the.
Really?
No, I'm not convinced at all.
No,
No, no.
no.
No, he has aspirations for things that I don't even think Mount offers. They do have engineering,
Yes.
but he wants to do aerospace and
Okay.
crazy stuff that is not genetically coming from me.
Okay. Good for
So,
him.
anyhow,
So he doesn't have the Division 3 bug
no,
in him. No.
no.
Okay.
Although he could become a
Okay.
Catholic cardinal.
Oh, all right.
He could. It's on his list, but
All right.
So
All
I
right.
think he's enthralled like the college football game day.
Yeah.
Like yeah, he's totally
Yeah.
enthralled by that.
I
So
get it. I get it.
uh,
There's an appeal to that.
and we're gonna show him college football game day in Alliance, Ohio.
All right.
Anyhow,
All right.
all right, last
All
one.
right.
This one.
So
Can I just? I laughed. I laughed. I shouldn't laugh, but I am laughing with them, or not at them.
so this one, yeah, I just this was kind of fun. I mean, it's actually an important game. I didn't get a chance to nerd out and geek out over all
Yeah.
the
Permutations and scenarios.
permutations. Thank you. Yeah, scenarios that could happen, but there are a lot. There are a lot in here as well. So we're going to the Liberty League, where Hobart is at 18 points on the top of the table. Skidmore and Vassar right behind them. I think Vassar still has a chance technically to take the title if they win their next two games and Hobart loses. But the game I chose is a little bit further down the table. Still in a big important game though. So this is Union at St. Lawrence.
Is
This
this
is a
the
big
first
game.
time St. Lawrence has been on the
No,
this
think I
year?
had him the first week. I think.
First
I
week.
think I had Cortland. I think I had St. Lawrence Cortland.
You're just trying to ingratiate yourself
Yeah,
with all the St. Lawrence fans
yeah,
out there.
yeah. This is a big game. I mean, I think like again, I didn't have the time yet to go, and I probably will spend some time looking at all the permeations
Hmm.
of it. But I think this is kind of like a must-win game for St. Lawrence.
Yes. Is it four
Union
that go in?
6.
Six, they are. Okay.
So they're in fifth on 12 points. Clarkson is sixth on 11.
Yeah.
RIT is seventh at 9.
Nine.
And I think there's still like two games left. I think there's a midweek clash and then a weekend clash.
Yeah.
So a lot can still change.
Yeah.
So that's why this becomes a really big game for St.
Yeah.
Lawrence.
They have downside risk. Like they're going to have to come up even scratch to get. They have to get points. Like 3 is ideal. Obviously, 1 is
Yeah, they
they'll
get
take it right.
that.
Like
This is their last game,
yeah,
so they're not. This is it. They can only go up from here, right?
yeah.
Um,
But
8, 6, and
Clarkson can
8.
go up, and
Clarkson can go
RIT
up.
could go
Yeah,
up.
but Clarkson's got. This is where Clarkson's got Vassar, right?
Who's
So
been vulnerable at times?
sure. So Clarkson could get that there. RIT. Who does RIT have? RIT has Skidmore. Again, top of the table, or near top of the table. They're in second. So
But then
probably
there's still
not going to
RIT
jump them,
just
but I think St.
yeah.
Lawrence actually has a tiebreaker too. So I think St. Lawrence is safely in.
I mean, then you got to then you have to.
No, I guess not. Clarkson can jump them. Clarkson
I
Clark they
mean,
have, Clarkson has a tiebreaker over St. Lawrence. So if Clarkson beats Vassar, right? As I always said, if Clarkson beats Vassar, 1, 2, 3, 4.
they jumped to 14. They're now
They
tied with Vassar.
right, but then St. Lawrence, I think, is still. I think St. Lawrence is safe,
Yeah,
but still a big game for them.
yeah.
And it's St. Lawrence, so it's always fun
Yep.
to hear people talk about St. Lawrence.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see once the season's over for St. Lawrence what information gets thrown up on the boards, if any.
It depends. It depends if they get to the finals.
Could you imagine they win the conference and then the the conference tournament they squeak in,
They
they
swing
win the
it. So
conference
they were
tournament, they're going to the NCAA.
10-8.
It's like
They'll be 10. They'll be 10-8. They
people are
get
gonna
into the
their heads
tournament
are
at
gonna
10-8.
explode. But wait, no, that the cat. How? Yes, awesome.
It's the best
Celebrate.
10-8
No.
team ever in the history of 10-8 teams. This is the
Yeah.
best 10-8 team ever.
And it's all because that freshman is back.
Yeah, exactly.
His injury wasn't so bad.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. This.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with them, but what's interesting a little bit about this game is that Union has been improving. They got a
Yeah.
new coach a couple years ago. They upped their schedule a little bit.
Yep.
I mean, they're
Very
still
true.
not great. They're still not great. They're
Mm-mm.
6-5-5 overall, but they're 3-1-4 in conference. So they're having a good conference run.
They-
Usually, usually they were like a little bit better than 500, and their conference record was like 1-9.
Yeah,
Right?
they
They
were
lost all
down.
their conference
They
games, and
were Ithaca was up where Union is, and Union is where it was.
yeah,
Ithaca was right or is
right. I
now.
mean, but
They were
now,
total role reversal.
but now
Yeah,
they've kind of turned the page a little bit,
yeah,
and I think we've talked about this a couple of years ago. I think Union is one of those schools where I don't know why they're not better.
yeah.
That's a
What an
school.
incredible campus too. Like
It's
it'll be.
beautiful campus.
Yeah,
They have some phenomenal programs,
yeah,
academic programs.
yeah,
Um, it's got a lot going for it.
yeah,
Union should be a school that is better than they are
yeah,
at soccer.
yeah,
They should be a very good soccer team, and for whatever reason, they're a good soccer team.
yeah,
So when we talk about like Trenton State, College in New Jersey,
yeah. You think
just
too?
dated
So
myself there. When we
yeah,
just talk about the College in New Jersey,
yeah.
how they should be better. Union, I mean, I know these are private schools, but Union should be better.
Mm-hmm. What's I mean, they were like the last couple of years they've been 500, and then
Overall.
overall 2023 they did okay, but they were still a little bit better than 500.
Yeah, but like as I say, go back and look at their conference records.
Yeah.
Last year they were
No, they're
two.
always they win a couple, they lose a bunch, and they tie a couple. And this year it's sort of shifting. What I always say is like you're shifting. Hey, now we're not losing those games; we're tying those games, right? And it's just sort of like this measured progression. And I think, yeah, yeah, I wonder, especially in this conference, like how competitive the recruiting is. Like if you're being recruited by Union, I got to believe you're also being
You look at
recruited
it
by
all. Yeah,
Ithaca. You're looking at all of
right.
them. Like all of them are on it. And so how competitive does that become?
Yeah, that's a
And I
good
don't know
point.
enough. Like I don't know the comparative academics of each and whatnot. But yeah, this
Yeah,
would be a good
yeah.
one.
Union's been averaging like two or three. I mean, they had one good year
Yeah,
2 or 3 years ago, but
yeah,
otherwise they're averaging like two wins in conference.
yeah, yeah.
Over the last like 10 years. I mean, they
They're
haven't been
just
great.
not.
But this year they're building. They're good.
They're building. Yeah, but yeah, it's a neat school too. Anyhow, I
Yeah,
this actually.
Division 1 hockey.
Yeah, well, right, like most of these guys, RPI has Division 1 hockey. I think they were all
Yeah,
the
these are all the old grandfathered in.
grandfathered
Right.
in originally.
Hobart's got Division 1 lacrosse.
Cross, yeah, yeah. So,
Right.
um, no, this will be an interesting game. I do, I like Coach Toshak at St. Lawrence. Great guy, great guy, great. He's a fountain of knowledge about things, but that this would be a good one for St. Lawrence. Just I think from morale purposes. Oh my
Yeah.
God, right? Like
Yeah.
they got to
Yeah. Yeah.
people got to take meds when these guys aren't doing well. It just seems so.
Right.
I
Right.
just
Well, the alumni base is strong.
and they're never things are never as bad as they say, right? Like
Right.
I don't think
Right.
St. Lawrence was that bad. I
Oh,
don't
they're
think they
6-8, dude.
I don't think they were that great. But to suddenly say like it's always been wrong this way, like
Right.
it just doesn't make sense to me. So, anyhow, all right,
So there you go.
there you go. We'll call this the Centennial Conference Tournament.
I know
It's a pool.
it's the pre-tournament tournament. Yeah.
Tournament.
Yeah.
What a great
Yeah.
one, though. You know what? I sort of dig. You capture a theme, right? Emory last weekend, now the Centennial this one. Like you can not all games are equal. Sometimes these games like there's meaningful games. Like you said, like look at the Centennial. That's like these are meaningful games for these teams.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and then next weekend we'll have conference tournaments
Yep. And
and
UAA.
UAA games. There'll be a
Yeah.
lot of UAA games probably
Yeah.
because conference tournaments might be up in the air as to
Yeah. Yeah.
who I have to timing wise. Will I
Yeah.
be able to know ahead of time?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there you go.
All right, brother.
Good luck.
Fantastic,
Good luck.
as always.
Fantastic. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, we will.
Good luck.
Things going to be down below. Have a great week, my
Yeah,
friend.
I
And
still got to create it, and I'll shoot the link to you. I haven't done it yet, but I'll
yep,
get you the link so you can
that's
get that
fine.
in there.
Yep, I'll start
All
working
right.
on this, and we'll get it rolling. All right, brother.
All right. Good stuff.
See ya.